Good morning, world. How's everybody doing today? We're gonna make a nice Porsche video, so probably everybody take a minute thumbnail. Obviously, driving the car seems good. This is more or less of an update for everybody. So, in recent weeks, I've been having a lot of issues. So, whenever I try to really press on it and go somewhere, really fast, shortly after the car starts sort of vibrating from the engine. And I've been trying to figure out what that is. And, I have two OBD scanners, the two scanners. And so I can get an idea of what it is, right? So, it was saying like O2 sensor, oxygen, lean, all that, right? So, just kind of searching a lot of that stuff. Obviously, it was a bad O2 sensor, which I have purchased, but after doing a little bit more homework, there was a possibility that, hey, it still could be an O2 sensor, so, faulty, but there's a possibility also that there's too much carbon buildup. So as you can see, I'm pretty fast now. There's too much carbon buildup, right? So if you know how most engines work, you know that there's like the spark plug, and then there's like the pistons, and they basically have a certain amount of fuel and oxygen with the spark plug, which is making your engine go, right? So if you're too lean, it's meaning that you don't have enough oxygen, or you have too much oxygen, or you don't have enough fuel. So what that could mean is many different things, right? It may not just be an O2 sensor. It could be the sign of a bad fuel pump, which let's pray and hope it's not that. If not, can you guys help me out? Subscribe, like, share, do all this stuff. Hopefully it's not there. I don't think it is. I've been monitoring it for the past few days. The other thing is too much carbon buildup, which will then not allow the pistons to run as smoothly and as good as they should be. So I brought the O2 sensor. I'm going to try to install that in the next couple of days. So far, the car has been really great the past few days. So what I did was I brought this thing called liquid moly, valve clean, and you basically put it through your gas tank, and you let it do its job from there. It's been a few days now, because I had to do a whole full tank. Of gas mixed with that stuff. So once I was watching videos, once you get after a certain amount of miles, you start to see it work better. And I am starting to see it work better. So I do think it was mainly that. I'm still probably going to change out the sensor anyway, because I already bought it. And it's not too hard from what I see. But it seems like it was probably a carbon buildup, so I'm gonna do probably one more bottle. They say when you have a turbo engines, don't do it too much. Like people who drive, let's say like a non-turbo engine. There was one video where the guy put like 3 or 4 cans, not at the same time, but like over the span of maybe a couple days after gassing up, like fully gassing up, and then he showed like pictures of like how it looked, like how the sort of pistons area look, and it's just like super clean, right? But they say like with turbo engines, you don't want to use too much of that stuff, and you need a certain amount of carbon buildup. I don't know, it's weird because a lot of the fluid runs around your turbo engine. You don't want to have too much of something else. I don't know. That's just what I've seen, so I'm going to be cautious. So I'm only going to use 2 bottles. I used 1 bottle already, and I'm going to get it down to an empty tank, which is taking me a couple days because apparently this V8 engine is really good on gas. And sometime in the next couple days, once we get to a empty tank, I'm already halfway now, and I'm already feeling the results much better. So it's still a lot better. But yeah, the next couple days, I'm gonna see, and I'm gonna use another tank, and then kind of go from there. Another little can or whatever. Go from there, and then see. And like I said, I can already feel the difference, but I'm going to use one more can just to truly clean it up. Because it says multiple cans, really. That's why I would tell you that the people with non-turbo engines, they were using like 3 or 4 cans to truly get it nice and clean. But I'm just going to use 2 just to be safe. Go from here. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys the update. Like I said, so far, seems to definitely be running a lot better. I can definitely go fast again without worrying about engine exploding or some shit. I mean, that shit was shaking, bro. But now it's fine. Now it's totally fine. It's much better. It's much better. Big difference. Big difference. So as you can tell, I'm actually on my way. I'm in the villages already. I'm on my way to work. This will be one of my last days at this store. So I decided to put my notice in. Mainly because the scheduling was getting too crazy. Like they were just going too crazy with the schedule. And as you guys know, I do run a detailing business. And that makes me a ton of money. Just because I have a good clientele base. So I'm making good money detailing, right? And the way they're scheduling me at UPS now is just like getting too hectic for me. So I had to quit because like I have a set schedule. What I told them that I want, and that I'm more than happy to pick up other certain days, just let me know in advance. Well, obviously, they didn't let me know in advance. So it really puts me in a tight spot because it's not like I'm making crazy money there. Like, it's decent. It's not really that great. It's really just extra money, right? So, like, it's money that I'm, like, saving and trying to put towards other stuff. Mostly spending. Sad, right? But I look at it like I'm spending more money. I feel like getting there now. Still not spending as much as I did in previous jobs. I feel like I'm spending a lot of money getting there now. And a lot of money on food. So it's like I feel like I'm not, and I don't make a lot. I don't know if I should disclose how much. You'd probably be shocked. Damn, we're not making that now. I mean, we're not making anything. Because I'm working part-time now. Like, the whole goal was work 3 days a week and make like $500 every 2 weeks. And that's essentially what's been happening. Because you got to pay income saving. But that's essentially what's been happening. So it was decent, right? It wasn't bad. Like, I'm not doing Uber and all that other stuff anymore just because I put too many miles on the car, so I stopped doing that. I may start up again come springtime. The springtime was always good. But yeah, I mean, it's not like good money, but it's decent. Like, it means to an end, right? Like, I can justify it. But once the scheduling started getting too crazy, because listen, on some days I can make what I make there in 2 weeks, I can make in 1 day. Some days. You know what I mean? Like, I can do that 1 day. Most of the time, I make detailing. I make more than that in 1 week. So like I said, again, it's truly extra money that I know it's always going to be there. That I could say, okay, this money is here. It's going to go to my account. Here's what I'm going to save. Here's what I'm going to invest. Yada, yada, yada. Like I said, it's just becoming so inconvenient. And I just have to say, you know what? And I think for me, like last week, the turning point, the straw that broke the camel's back was like I'm driving through the villages, right? The cop pulls me over. Well, first of all, they're blocking the entire road and pulling cars over right and left. Can someone comment if that's legal? I'm pretty sure that's not. Unless you like have a legit stop, like you have, you know, lights, all that shit. Those guys are just standing to the side and just pointing at people. You. Like, that can't be legal. But anyway, they did that, and come to find out, there was an insurance issue, and apparently I had a suspended license. Anyway, I got that fixed like the next day because I was able to go right to the DMV. Like, look, here's the insurance. It's definitely current. Called the insurance people. Look, good, blah, blah, blah. They're like, yeah, you're good. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then was able to buy another ID. I had to spend money. And I was able to get another ID. So it sucked. It sucked a lot. But it was good because here in Florida, you just never know. And you really have to check all the time. Like, you got to be super careful. Because you just never know. Like, I didn't know. I truly didn't know. But now I know. And I was able to get that fixed. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. But I feel like for me that was the last straw. I no longer want to work in the villages. I did it because I always typically pick up a job during the winter time anyway. So I picked up this job a couple months ago. And I was doing this one, doing Flex and Uber, so I was making decent money. So I had this, and you know, it was good. That was great, right? Like, it was awesome. But at the same time, like, I use this money because I want to save, and I told you guys about traveling abroad and all that stuff. So, but it is what it is. Like I said, it just became inconvenient, and it's not like I truly need the money. Like, we all need the money, but there's certain things like if it's getting in the way of making more money, then I can substitute it. Like, I can quit this, and I have a night job anyway. I can quit this and literally do more details and literally make that money 10 times. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Anyway, guys, have a good one.